I think I've calmed down too much. I'm not calling out any specific communities, I just want to talk about this issue. I've already made videos like this before and I'm just rehatching the, well, not controversy, but you know, since I'm bringing this up to the spotlight by titling this video the way that Corey Kenshin did. This is not something too serious, but you know, I just want to talk about it. I'm going to give you the context, the backstory as to why I want to make this video. I decided to start posting artworks on the subreddit r/Touhou _ NSFW, and around my 5th post, I think, it got removed for being Loli. That artwork is the one you're looking at from this video's YouTube thumbnail. She just has a flat chest and a petite body, it's just that. She is no way in any form looking like a Loli. While talking to the moderator, I defended my post and the moderator also defended my post too, but he got outruled by the other mods, so that's why my post got removed in the end. And he also further elaborated that my previous posts were also reported for being Loli content. That's what set me off into making this video. I'm supposed to be angry right now, but like since it's past 8 hours, I've calmed down. I look like I'm sober. My other posts, well, I'll source you the artwork in the description. I can't show you directly on the screen because YouTube. The fact that there are users abusing the report system, taking down content because of their own biases, pisses me off. There's also this subreddit, Chisai something. I suggested the moderators this subreddit to follow its procedures to protect themselves from Reddit admins, but I don't think the moderator replied to that suggestion of mine. These actions reminded me of racism and sexism, which I would talk about it right now. Racism. Most anime characters are drawn based on real Asian women, and real Asian women look young. Asian women look younger than the average Western woman. Artists and cosplayers have been attacked by the woke mob, being accused of pedophilia or promoting pedophilia. And that's because of their narrow views, their biases, their bigotry, because they apply their own perspectives without considering other culture. Asian women don't just look younger, they also are smaller in size. They have smaller chests and, you know, overall, Asian women look like a child compared to Western women, which is racist. I could literally go out to the public, to the nearest town, and then take random street photos and you would see a bunch of Asian women out there drinking, and the West would think that they're underage. I could literally get my friend here and snap a photo and people would think that I'm grooming a child just because of our height difference. And that friend of mine also has huge boobs. She may be short, so but that doesn't matter because to the woke mobs they think that height equates to their age, which is pretty stupid. Not only that, it's because of the differences in our culture. They think that we should follow their rules. They are the ones who are appropriating Asian culture, while they're the ones accusing us of committing cultural appropriation. All this ties down to anime hentai characters being drawn more younger than what a Westerner would think they would look like. It becomes disgusting when a young Asian woman is more likely to get attacked for their appearance when it comes to anime compared to, say, a young European woman. These two women can be cosplayers and only one of them would get more reactions, more controversies, more death threats. This just all boils down to the behavior of, oh, that thing is different. We're not the same. Ha 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 ha, so weird. Ha 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 ha. I think that covers everything on racism, so moving on to the next topic, which I would elaborate more on the woman physique. Sexism. Women are being infantilized because of their small physique, because of their smaller attributes. I just remember that I should be showing you some evidence on things that I'm talking about, but you should check out the channels Revses Desu or Hirohei. They do a great job covering incidents where the woke mobs are attacking Asians for drawing young characters or for having a young appearance as cosplayers. or for having a different skin tone than what the stereotypical Asian woman would have. This applies to all races. Just because a woman has a smaller physique doesn't mean that she isn't a woman. And this really applies to underage women too as well. It's like you see underage women with like larger physique and then people just ignore that. Like it is like the problem just doesn't exist because they look mature. The reaction is very different when shotas are brought into the topic. Women don't get attacked as much. Some men get jealous when shotas are getting lucky with a woman. It gets ironic when the accusers does suspicious things like posting real photos of children to try to defend their argument against loli content. Or maybe they're hypocrites because they've liked loli content on their Twitter and it's public for everyone to see. That and they say that these acts are crimes while they're committing what they're accusing the other side of. Biology also comes to play too. Women having small attributes like a small chest or a small ass, they get accused of being children and it's sexist. Now if I really want to dive deep into it, as if I haven't already, you define a mature woman, a grown woman, by its secondary sexual characteristics. Not the breasts, not the ass, but like around the waist, like that's the most important part. But like even then, there are women who don't develop that much when they're adults, when they're teenagers. Like we have to consider each case individually because everyone's different. But when it comes to anime characters, it's pretty obvious which character looks like, well, they have the secondary sexual characteristics compared to characters who don't have those traits. If the hip of the character is just like completely straight, that his art would be considered pure loli because, you know, like them being slightly plump too. Like yeah, that's where that's understandable. But if you're talking about smaller physiques, like, I don't know, I could bring up like that white hair character from High School DxD. Keion characters? Or maybe Tatsumaki from One Punch Man. They clearly look mature. They have smaller physiques, yes, but you can still look at them and identify them as adults. People who can't identify them as adults are the problems. They're the ones who need to you don't need to major in sexology to understand that these women look mature. If you want to play by the law, even the laws protect people from mistaking someone for their age. Because if you didn't know, having sex with someone without knowing their age, but like if they still look like an adult, yeah, the perp is safe. Like be it male or female. But of course, if it's the female that's the underage, the male would most likely get a much more severe repercussion than females because society. That and the US finds it unconstitutional to ban artwork that depicts lolis. Because you have to remember, these are just artworks, these are fictions, they are not real children. And reporting these content to authorities will only make it harder for the authorities to save real children because you're just clogging the system. I can understand that you find it disturbing and that's fine, but like for this video, for the sake of maintaining this topic of this video, we're talking about women with smaller physiques here. So it's not even a problem to begin with. The problem is your own perception. Okay, maybe it's your preference. Maybe you prefer bigger and wider hips. It's just a preference and that should not be mistaken as pedophilia. Like even the photorealistic ones, that is not real. And yeah, those ones are like disgusting ones because they look like real children and it is possible to look them up. I would not tell you how to, and I wish I did know how to, but you know, morbid curiosity. I've hung out communities, well, I never really interact with the community. That's why I've been ignoring these problems for a really long time, and up to this point I finally decided to make a video talking about it. I've been hanging around these communities that I'm not going to say because it'll get me demonetized. Oh shit. I have to censor my words, I forgot about that. Whoops. I realized that Reddit has been pushing me into making these videos lately because, you know, Reddit is a place where you interact with the community, of course, by making posts and comments, and that's what's made me want to make this video, to call them out, well, not to call them out specifically, but to put this issue on a highlight because people are bigoted and we are devolving as a species. Yeah, I know Reddit's that kind of place. I'm surprised that I didn't actually get too political here, because yeah, I did mention the woke mob, but it's just that because I feel like if I get too deep into it, people would just not be interested in this video. If you're still watching, I thank you for your patience and time. I just wanted to talk about this, and I know that this video won't get a lot of views, but even so, someone has to stand up for something. We're in a really pathetic world where people are not brave enough to stand up for themselves. Because yeah, look at the trending all over the world. Anyway, I'm digressing. I think that's everything. If I missed something, I'll probably add it in the description or on the pinned comment in the comment section below. Yeah, I think that's everything. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.